Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, we've got the wrong person in vision, but there she is in her full glory. I am in vision. We've switched. So I'm very sorry to confuse you watching us, but I can see Jan directly in front of me, and normally I can see myself directly in front of me. I'm over there. There we are. We're back in the normal box. I think Jan got a bit frightened because she was like just looking around and doing her thing. And right, let's start again.
It doesn't take much to throw us, does it?
Let's just imagine I've just come into vision.
Shall we do that again?
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you this morning? Look, it's going to go from bad to worse now, Jan. It's just going to get worse.
Shall we stop and start again? Let's have a breath. 3,
yes.
2, 1.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Crafters TV. I'm Debbie Fisher, and you've heard her now. Jan Brown is the other side of the studio joining us today. It's going to be an amazing couple of hours because it's a masterclass. Now, you know us at Crafters TV, a masterclass is everything that you can throw at one sort of thing and make lots of different things out of it. It's our take on what that masterclass should be. Today is no exception with the product. We have actually got our Crafters Inspiration magazines on. It's the first time, I believe, Jan, I think, that we've done a masterclass on inspiration, the Crafters Inspiration.
I think so, yes. I'm not aware that we've done it before, and I just think it's a great opportunity to showcase those magazines because they are exceptional. I used to buy a lot of craft magazines when I first started out crafting, and got very frustrated that they were full of adverts for this and adverts for that. So yeah, I think we've hit the nail on the head with them.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you are wanting to have a great masterclass with the Crafters Inspiration magazines, then stay on your seats wherever you are or wherever you're watching us from. In fact, why don't you let us know where you're watching us from, because we are all crafty today. We're all together. We are fully social. So all you need to do is look for us on YouTube or Facebook, send a message in to the team, and they will send it through and forward it through to the studio, and we can read out your messages. So let us know where you're watching, what you're up to, what you're doing on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. Now, Crafters Inspiration has been with us quite a few years now, and we've sort of updated and we've changed a lot and got things better. We've learned a lot from you as well. So this time what we're doing is these last two magazines. So these are the very first magazines that we've had published by somebody else. We normally do them in-house ourselves, but we've actually got Practical Publishing doing our magazines now, so you know that you're getting exceptional value in these magazines. Now, the magazines themselves we're doing as two. You see on the screen right there, we've got number 1 and number 2. Now, buying them together is the best deal. You're going to get the biggest saving, and look at the bottom there, 100 bonus points as well, which will get added to your account. You're getting both of these, you're saving over 15%, so it's the best way to buy. But if you do want to get them individually, you can, of course, go to the website and you can shop just 1 or number 2, whichever one you want. Now, just a heads up, if you haven't started the collection with number 1 and 2 yet, go for them today, because by the end of the month, we'll be bringing you number 3, which will be brand new, so you can start building that collection as you go along. So we're going to start with the first one, which is number 1. It's a beautiful boxed magazine. So everything you can need is packaged in this beautiful box. You can see all there, so it will keep it nice and neat and tidy. You've got, as you can see on the front there, 89 elements to get you crafting, which is going to be amazing. Now, inside your magazine, which is beautifully presented, has lots of different tutorials, projects, and from crafters as well. People out there, people sending in their mates from our design team, lots of different amounts that you can do in there. It's beautifully executed, the magazine, with so many different things that you can do with them. And what I love about the masterclass today is, and I think I'm right in saying this, Jan, nothing is you're not creating from the magazine.
I've taken inspiration from the magazine,
but what I mean is that everything
direct. I've not followed any of the actual instructions. I've looked at them.
Yep.
One of them in particular caught my eye that we're going to demonstrate this afternoon, and I've sort of put my twist on them. Yeah.
Amazing, love that. So very quickly, inside your magazine, you're getting all these toppers. You're getting the most beautiful papers that I have seen. I just think they are exquisite. They're so amazing. To just cut those toppers out, you're getting those lovely papers. I'm not going to show you too much because Jan's going to show you all of those. But you've got inspiration from cover to cover, which is amazing. Inside there, you will get your gifts as well. So that stamp set is amazing. You've got happy anniversary, happy birthday, sending warm thoughts. You've got thank yous. It's just a really nice, generic, I think, stamp set to have. You've also got the Just For You die set. So absolutely love that one. So that's your die. Cut all those words out in one. You've got the most beautiful stencils in there, so your pack of layering stencils for that beautiful heart. And then where's my, oh, there it is hiding. We've got another stencil set there, which is one that Jan used in Wake Up Call, so you can go back and see that one. And then you've also got the most amazing embossing folder, which is very, very pretty. Great one to have today. If you want both of those, Crafters Inspiration 1 and 2, that is £25 or $40. Now, one little heads up just before we get over to Jan is we do have our weekday wonder. I keep wanting to say weekend wonder. Weekend wonder comes at weekends, so weekday wonder is in the week. And with the weekend wonder, what this one is absolutely beautiful, is our stack and store box. These boxes, we sell so many of these because you absolutely love them. We do ones with dividers. This is the one without the dividers, which means that you can just have whatever you want in there, whether it be your crafty goodness, or you want to put your leads in there, your batteries, the kids' toys, their Lego bricks, and maybe your ink pads, they'll fit in there as well. Lots of different ways to store those. We've also got a goodie bag in there as well. Now, this goodie bag is packed to the rafters with goods in here. Love this. You've actually got our tri-blend brush here, beautiful pens in those 3 different colours, but you're getting 9 colours in total. We've also got our spritzer spray bottles there, which are just great value. You've also got your Kalau all-purpose glue, which Jan was using this morning. We've also got one of our tape pens in there, so you know our trusty tape pens are going to be brilliant. We've got some tools in there with our pokey tools. We've got some ribbons. We've also got a classic pen, so you can see what all the fuss is about with our pens. We've got a Midas ink pad in bronze, so that's a great one to have. That's one of our metallics. And then we've also got, this one is our stamp cleaning solution that you've got in there. So that's really good to cleaning up your stamps with. So all of that, platinum price, £32 or $48. And you will get double points on all of that as well, which is amazing. So that's your weekday wonder. That will last till the end of the week. And then we'll bring your weekend wonder in there as well. Now, the other magazine we have got, I'll show you in a bit, but let's get over to Jan and see what she's got in store with that very first demo.
So we're going to use that first edition, that issue 1, to do our first demo with then. And if you were watching this morning, you'll have seen that beautiful array of papers in here with those supplementary gifts in there. So it all comes to you boxed. Now I'm just going to move this bit for a second because I've actually packaged this up and I'll explain how it all comes to you. First of all, I just wanted to show you a little bit of the inspiration in there. I think they were spot on with the title with this, because it is, even as a sort of seasoned crafter, I've been crafting a long number of years now, I still go back to these and look at the projects in here and think, oh, well, what about if I substitute that bit for that bit? Or what about if I did it in this colour? And it really is, if you've got to a point where, I know sometimes you sit down and your mind goes blank, and you think, what am I going to do with it and what am I going to make? This is a great, good point to sort of start with. So obviously in here we have got your index talking about lots of different ways of crafting. It's split into sections. You know, we've got sort of paper folding. It's showing you how to use elements from the kit. There's a sketch challenge. Maybe you want to make quick cards. There's lots and lots of different ideas in here. So again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, and I will come on to the gifts in a second, but you've got a whole page here explaining what you get in with your magazine. And such a lot of the magazine is actually put to making with these gifts. So you can literally follow the instructions, use the gifts and make the same cards. So we've got paper folding. We've got Amy doing a selection of cards here using paper folding techniques. So again, I just wanted to bring in, you can see we've actually got the designs here. So making circle shaped cards with those beautiful rosettes on, and it gives you a list of everything that you're going to need, including tools and equipment, not just the elements from the magazine, and then a step-by-step as to how to put it together. And you've got that lovely little circle based card there, just using papers and elements from the kit. So that's just one of the designs. Again, as I say, I'm not going to go through all of them, but just to give you, there was a couple that really stood out. And you can see, you know, not just making cards, we've got one here using an embroidery hoop, we've got one making a nice little pen pot or, you know, stationery pot in there. I'm just going to go through mixing and matching the stencils and the inks together in there. A section, you know, little introduction onto our Spectrum Noir range. So it's showing you all the different types of pens. And then again, just to show you something, you know, nice and simple. You can see here, again, we've got the project, we've got all the list of instructions, and you've got that finished sample to have a look at there, using the embossing folder in the background, using one of the stamped sentiments, and then just taking one element out of those papers, which I'll show you in a second. This one really caught my eye. It really did. When you look at this here, I just think that is lovely. It's used that lovely corner rose stencil that I'm going to show you in a second, and it's used some glitter paste. But when you see the sample,
oh wow,
this is absolutely stunning.
That's actually quite shocking because of the size of the photo. I didn't expect it to be a big card like that.
Yeah, this is actually, I think it's an 8x8 card.
That's
and
amazing.
It's been done as a concertina fold, and this has all been done. If I can just get it to catch the light there, you can see that glitter paste through the stencils. So yeah, big shout out to Anne-Marie for that one. It is stunning. Just some mirror card in the background, but you could be making this at home just by following the instructions here in the magazine. You know, and I could go on and on and on. I haven't page marked it, but there was just one more that I wanted to show you, which again is absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to have a quick flick through and see if I can find it in the magazine. There is a section here with some of the other, we've got a little bit of Roaring Twenties in there. Okay, we've got, this was the bit, shape it up. So again, making shape cards, bringing in some of the things that you may already have in your stash. Now, this was one of my favourites, the storybook die. And again, incorporating the elements from the kit with that step-by-step tutorial to make something like this. And I just think, again, absolutely stunning. And you can see there was another shaped one on the other side here with the heart. And again, just making that little heart easel card. So, you know, these are absolutely beautiful designs that you could be making at home just by following those step-to-steps. Now, what I did is I had a look through and I had a look at the gifts, which we're going to go on to next, and thought, right, where shall we go with this? So in the centre of your magazine, when you actually get this home and take it out of the box, right in the middle here, there is a whole wodge of papers. So what I did is I pulled those out of the centre, and I've actually cut them in half because you've got obviously a double page spread. So I've just cut them with my guillotine so that I've collected a range of them. You can see where I've been using them and cutting into them. But you get pages that are full of elements that you can fussy cut, and we'll talk about that in a second. 2 of each one I've cut into this one, so there's one of those missing, and I've just got all the spare bits in a little packet so that I don't lose them. And then onto those papers, which are absolutely exquisite. So again, a real kind of shabby chic look to them. You've got all the detail on the front, and then you've got a double-sided element to them. Now, these are a paperweight. We were discussing this earlier, and I would say, I don't know, I would say between 100 and 120 GSM. It is a paperweight. Now, for matting and layering, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to give you a little top tip when we start demoing about the topper elements. So again, just to have a quick flick through these, there's 2 of each sheet. So you've got those beautiful roses, and you've got that mints and blues and neutral shades and then the greens in there. Really, really lovely soft pastel colour palette. I love this. I really sort of opened it and thought, wow, that lilac in there, we're going to use this later on to do a gift box. So again, I'm going to use that in conjunction with the gifts that come with that as well. And like Debbie's just gone through there, you can see those elements. We've got the embossing folder, we've got the corner stencil, which is what that beautiful card was done with here. And then we've got the stencil that I used this morning when we did this one on Wake Up Call this morning. And then a lovely array of sentiments that would be useful not only with the magazine, but for any of your projects. And then that lovely little just for you, and you can see we've used that. That's the size here. You can see we've got it cut from some Miri card on that one there. So what I was going to do today then, the first one I'm going to keep very, very straightforward, very simple. And I've taken one of the papers, you can see this is what I've got left, this is where I've chopped into it. And I've made myself my main sort of piece, my focal piece. Now the actual strip on there was taken from here. So again, this is a piece from the paper pack. So I've actually put that together ready. And the gems, of course, those have just come out of my stash. I think a lot of us have got the little gems hidden away. So gems and ribbons and things like that. And then all I've done is I've created a card blank with a matte layer that we're literally going to pop this on. And then I've kept the matte layer with a normal corner, and then I've just used my corner rounder just to alter the way it looks slightly.
That looks really pretty.
Pardon?
Really pretty.
It just softens it a little bit, doesn't it? Again, I'm going to bring in my all-purpose glue. Whenever I'm sticking cardstock to cardstock or paper to cardstock, this is my chosen glue. I use this a lot at home. I get through bottles and bottles of it, especially with all the prep and everything. So again, the craft card is quite fibrous, so you want a nice, good, strong glue for that one. If you prefer the tape pens, you could use our double-sided tape pen on this. I just like that wet glue because it just gives you that time just to wriggle everything into place before you commit to sticking it down. And then I normally, I know you'll have seen me do this before, when I'm prepping at home, I tend to put the tape on the back ready to remind me, because I am the world's worst at forgetting to add my ribbon. So I went into my stash and just chose some ribbon that matched the colour scheme. And this is some of the seam binding ribbon from one of the other Sarah signature collections. And I've just got enough to wrap around it, and then we're going to put a nice little bow on there as well to create that sort of feature to draw your eye in. So that's why I'd put the tape on the back of here, because I'm the world's worst, Debbie, at getting going and sticking it all together and then realising I've got a bit of ribbon left over. So
that's a good tip though.
On the back.
I've not thought to do that before, so I love that tip.
It just reminds me that actually you were going to put something on there, Jan, before you stick it together.
Yeah,
so all I'm going to do is wrap that around the front, just eyeball that it's reasonably straight there, and then stick that at the other side before I adhere it onto here.
Great
that doesn't look that straight, Jan. You didn't do a great job there. Let's try that again. Do you know,
what's your tip with getting it straight though, Jan?
Do you know, most of it I do by eye. I really do.
Too.
It doesn't want to stick now, look. It's a no, you had your chance. There we go. That's it. I'm committing to it this time. That's it. And then I'm going to go back to that all-purpose glue. Again, it just gives a really nice, strong bond. It strengthens your cards. I know some people have said to me when they've been chatting that it warps their cards, and how do you stop it warping? And the answer to that is that you don't need a lot of glue. I think if you get a bit heavy-handed and use too much glue, then yes, it can cause some of the card to warp. But you'd be surprised at how little you need to get a good stick on there. So that's my card blank. And then I came back to the cut apart pieces here, and I've taken this one out of the middle and also one of the sentiments from my second sheet. So that's why I've got all the little pieces left over here from the bits that were left. I've just put them all together so that I don't lose them. So I've actually taken this one from here. And the top tip with this, because it is a paperweight and I'm wanting this now to be sort of a topper, I stick the whole either cut out the element that you want or stick the whole sheet onto something a little bit stronger. And I've been using a sheet of my Nina cardstock. I found that is strong enough. You could use the multi-purpose card, obviously that's a little bit thicker weight, but I found that the Nina plus the sheet of paper was just nice here now to create me a decent topper, yeah? So I'm going to use that element. I've also cut out the little butterfly in the same way here. And then I've taken the topper and used a circle punch on it and then just added my craft card as a little matte layer behind it. So just those 3 pieces, you can see how much more you've got left over to use. Oh, I use this strip as well. But then you've got that sheet a second time. So I've got it, I could make this card twice if I so wished. So all we're going to do is we're going to pop this one on here. I'm going to nestle my little bow at the bottom. I'm going to tuck the sentiment inside, and then we're going to have this one down at the bottom here. Okay, so I think we'll pop this one down first so that I'm going to keep that one flat, and I just want to have that so that it's slightly tucked inside that floral spray there. And then I've put foam pads on the back of here, which we don't necessarily need to take them all off. I just need enough that I can stick it down. We'll go right through the middle and then pop that one in place so that we know where we're working. Do you know, sometimes these come off really, really easy, and then other days they're like, nope.
No, I don't want to know.
You're on
I'm
air.
staying on here.
I'm going to be a nuisance. There we go. We'll just take 1 or 2 off. So again, you can use your 3D gel with this if you want to give them a little bit of shaping. I chose to stick with the foam pads for this one. And I'm just going to place that one so that it sort of hugs that sentiment at a slight angle. I don't want to cover it up. I just want it to sort of work with it there, and pop that one down. I'm going to use my tape pen and add a little bit of glue on here to pop the ribbon on, and that's just going to go across the bottom of there to cover the stem up. Okay, and then again we've just got that little butterfly there with a few more of the foam pads. Now if you want to pop this in the mail and you're worried about the height, then you can stick all these components flat. It doesn't have to be raised up on foam tape. I always think about how, if you're making it for someone, how are you actually going to deliver it? Because if it's going through the mail, you're probably better with some of these components flat. If you're hand delivering it, then you can go to town with it. So pop that one down there. And again, just using some of the paper, some of the elements from that. The only thing I've added to it is some white card for my card blank, a little bit of craft card, and then the accessories with the ribbon and the gemstones. But you've got a really, really pretty design, and that's just using some of the elements. You've got so much more left to then start creating with the next design.
That's absolutely beautiful, breathtaking in fact. If you love that, you could be making that from this very magazine. So if you want to go for Crafters Inspiration #1, you can get that on its own, but the best way to buy it today is in with #1 and #2 because it's got the biggest saving. You're saving 15% on there and you're getting a bonus of 100 extra points on there, £20 or $32 if you're platinum price. And normal price actually is very good, £25 or $40. So absolutely love that one. And getting all those freebies in there, knowing that you've got that beautiful die you're going to use all the time, knowing that you've got the gorgeous embossing folder, the different stencils that you've got to work on there, and that amazing stamp set. That's such an amazing buy, and that's just one of the magazines that you are getting today. So grab those ones for your Crafters Inspiration. And I believe Jan will be making all the cards out of Inspiration 1 and 2 today, so you'll be able to see all those different things that you can get, some similar to what's in the magazine, but actually Jan's take on them. So everything else you're getting in those magazines, all those different inspirations, all those projects you can be creating yourself when you get home, but also save the show and then you can go back and watch all Jan's demos as well. Right, other things we have on the show for you. How is this? £10. £10 for a 12 by 12 linen cardstock of our colours of summer. I mean, that's crazy value. I'm sure this was about £17, £18. Oh, it's on the screen, £16.99. There you go. I mean, that's a bargain if ever I've seen one. Save £6.99, £8 platinum price, $8. Yes, please. You absolutely want to pop these in your basket. The 41% saving, if we're being technical, Lardine says. I think we need to be technical. That's a huge saving. These colours are absolutely stunning. They go right through the summers. You've got those purples, those lemons, those yellows, those blues. Look at that cornflower blue, that lighter blue. The shades in here are incredible. You've got then the darker navies. You've got those other blues in there. You've got the lilacs. You've got pinks in here. That is an amazing paper pad. If there was anything else you want to pop in your basket, make sure you head for those £10 Tuesday deals because for £10 or platinum price, £8 or $8, that's an absolute bargain. Another bargain I've got next to me. Are you sure this is £10 as well, Dean? I don't want him to get me in trouble, you know, with these paper pads. If I could get a 12 by 12 paper pad of these calibre, I would just literally pocket them because they are amazing. Venetian Grace, what I love about this one is all the colours of summer will go with Venetian Grace. So make sure that you pop those together. This one is incredible. 2 paper pads for £16 platinum or $16 platinum is crazy. Look at these papers. I mean, honestly, if you love Venice, you're going to love this paper pad. It is absolutely beautiful, double-sided and only £10. Incredible saving you're getting on here again. Another £4.99 saving. Beautiful paper pad. And going with the colours of summer, you'll get all of those that match. I think that is incredible. Absolutely love those ones. Remember to check out those £10 Tuesdays because there are lots of deals on them today. Right, let's see who's in with us today. Sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat. Let me just grab some water quickly. And then I will be able to read your comments. Sorry about that. So who's in with us today? Let's have a look. We've got Kathy's in from Illinois. We've got Kelly in saying Ohio, Kelly. Tressia's in, Tressia Moon from Colorado. Linda's in saying good morning. Christine Mahoney saying hello everyone, I've got a day off. Hello Christine. Nancy is in from Florida. Rachel Brown is in doing all our social today, so say hi to Rachel. We've also got Pam in. We've got Caroline saying, I had to buy the penguin after seeing Jan's card this morning. I have no willpower when I see something that's cute. Yes, absolutely. The Weekend Wonder, this would be great box for someone starting out. Yes, absolutely. The Weekday Wonder deal with the box would be a great one to start people out with. Lois is saying the samples are beautiful, and Terry is saying, hi, all watching and working. I used this kit to make a journal and I actually sold it. Amazing. Actually, it's a really good point. So with your crafter's inspiration, all the bits that you get in there, if you are crafting with it, you can sell it because we've got in-house designers, so you can make whatever you want with it. As long as you're making something, then go ahead and use it to sell, which you could be running your own little business. Right, Crafter's Inspiration 2. Another beautiful design. Now, this one you can see on the front, 91 elements that get you crafting. Beautiful magazine, again, which has lots of inspiration here, right through from the first page all the way through. Now, if I just turn it to some of the points that we've got in here, we've got inspirational cards that you can be creating step by step. They also tell you how easy it is to make, so whether it's for a beginner crafter, an advanced crafter, lots of different projects in here. Beautiful magazine to have. Now we've took our middle section out, but right in the middle, like before, you get those beautiful pages of toppers and papers, and we've got to get to know Leanne Chivers. Oh, I might have to have a read of that one. Not that I don't know Leanne well enough, but I'm sure there's probably some stories in there that I've still not heard as well. There's that card similar to what Jan was doing in this morning's wake-up call. Absolutely love that one. So beautiful designs right through to the very back. I mean, look at this. That's stunning. Making a box like that, telling you how to. That's incredible. Absolutely love that one. Now, again, you are getting some freebies with that magazine. You will get your paper pack. So you pull that out of the middle and you get the most amazing toppers and double-sided papers, which are absolutely incredible. Lots of different designs. They are stunning. Love those ones. I'll let Jan show them in more detail. We've also got that gorgeous embossing folder, which Jan used as well earlier in Wake Up Call. It's such a beautiful design. We've then got our Bohemian Dream Maker. I love that, or Dream Catcher, should I say. It's absolutely beautiful. But I asked Jan to show that card that you had earlier, because there was a card that was Jan had that was made just with this circular die, and I thought it was absolutely incredible. When she can find it, she'll show it to you. And then you've got a nice stamp set as well with those ones which just really represent that bohemian feel with this magazine. Again, you can buy it individual, so if you want to go for it on its own, it's £15, but the best way to get it is in the collection with 1 and 2. Number 3 will be coming at the end of the month, so you'll then have the full set as we go through. But for now, let's head over to Jan and see what she has in store with this one. Jan, what have you got?
Right, so exactly the same format, moving on to issue 2, and then like Debbie says, we've got all those lovely goodies that supplement that Bohemian collection. So whether you don't have to have the initial collection, these will work as standalone items within the kit, or if you do have the collection, the Sarah Signature collection, these will supplement. Nothing's duplicated, so this is like in addition to. So again, we've got that magazine in there. I'm just going to move the other bits out of the way for a second. Follows exactly the same format. I've taken my papers out of the middle again, and I will show you those in a second. But again, you know, just to have a quick flick through some of them, and I've got some of the cards out so that I can show you. But again, you've got ideas of things that you can do with those gifts. So you've got those, the dies, the embossing folder, the stamps. You've got a beautiful colour palette in those papers here for that Bohemian collection. And then there's touches on Once Upon a Time. We're going to revisit, we're going to have a look at that one later on in the show. But again, you know, you've got positivity projects. Some of these radiate positive vibes. You're amazing. They've got really nice sentiments in here. Using your inks, using the embossing folders. Creative Escape, this is what this one's called, by Joe. And I just thought this was really different. I've actually got the sample to this one here. So again, just using it, you know, in a different way, using the little clip here. I just think that's really pretty. The embossing folder in the background, those beautiful feathers, one of the sentiments. We've got some stamping on the background of the card here as well. And I thought that would be absolutely lovely to have like an invite inside or something like that. You know, if you're inviting someone to a party or a get-together, I thought that would be a really nice way of doing it. So again, you have all the instructions to make these projects. So just moving on a little bit, I'm just going to flick through. You can see here again, taking flight. You've got that beautiful element that's cut out of the paper pad, just with some embossed mirror card behind it again, and then elements from that paper collection. We've also got, where did I get to? Here. I like the circular cards. I've sort of featured quite well in this one, and they look gorgeous. And we're going to do a sort of version of the circle, but use it as a focal point on a square card. But again, you know, when you actually look at them, you can use these instructions, and this is what you can end up with. And this again is using the glitter paste. So again, you've got that beautiful sparkle going on there. And then you've got the dies to cut out all the feathers as well. And then we have got, where are we? Where else did I get to? Just having a quick flick through again, using them. This is elements from that die set, but done very, very differently. Just using them to create a background. And then the one that Debbie was talking about, we came across, was this one earlier. Again, just using that circle element cut from different colours of glitter card. And you wouldn't think that that was actually from a die that's intended to make a dream catcher. So again, it's that thinking outside the box and just using them like this in completely different ways. And again, much, much more. I'm not going to go through every single page. You know, it's there, the little card, so you can see how to make that one. But all the different things in here. Now, I'm going to go for the first demo. This one caught my eye. I love the idea of the Hessian in the background, and then we've made that wreath using the feathers and then one of the cut apart pieces. So let me show you the paper pack first, and then I'll show you my take on that particular card. So again, I've done the same with this one. I took them out of the centre and I've cut them up ready to use. So you can see you've got all those. This is the one that we used this morning and popped it onto that card to just use as a topper there. And there's all those other elements left for you to use on other projects. You get 2 of each, and then you've got those lovely sort of more rustic autumnal tones in them, all double-sided, so even if you're not into using cut-apart toppers, you could still use the reverse of it as a pattern paper if you wish. And then again, the colours on these are stunning. So I've used some of this orange in the first demo, but I'm actually going to use the reverse side of it. You've got the blue there that we used this morning, the greens, and they've all got that sort of dream catcher element and the feathers sort of hidden. The more you look at it, the more you notice that there's other things inside those papers. Absolutely stunning, into the lilacs, and then that lovely sort of jade green there as well. So those all come with that magazine, and they're all featured in the projects that we've got on offer in the magazine. So I've got my little bag of leftovers from the one I've cut into, and then we've got our gifts there. We've got the embossing folder, the stamps, and the die set. Now I'm going to use the feather from the die set for this one, but not an awful lot else. The rest of it is from the cut apart sheet. So I said I'd taken inspiration from this one, but when I had a look through, I couldn't find any Hessian. So I was a bit disappointed because obviously that was the main background piece. So I went through the old paper pads and came up with actually faux Hessian because it's a paperweight. So this is out of one of an old paper pad that I had lying around, and I've just matted that onto some craft card ready. And you may be able to see just the faint outline of a circle on there. I've just drawn that as a guideline to make our wreath with the feathers. So we're going to go along this line, but we're going to turn it into a square card. So I've gone with craft card for the background, and we've gone right up to 7.5 inches square. That was that lovely orange pattern paper, and I've just taken a piece of that to mat with, and I'm going to use the other side of this on here. And then we're going to pop this one in the centre and then create that wreath with that lovely cut apart dream catcher and the sentiment on. So yes, it was sort of inspired, and then I've just done my little twist on it. So we'll get these layers put together so that they can be drying, and then I'll show you what I've done. Now this time I've just left that piece of paper as a sheet of paper because I'm just using it as a matte layer. The elements that I've cut out of the cut apart sheet, I have actually mounted those onto a piece of Nina cardstock again, just to give it a little bit of weight. So this one's going to go directly onto the card blank. Now I did think about raising this one up, but I think I'm actually going to keep it flat in this instance. So again, using that Collal all-purpose, just gives me that room, literally slap it down in the middle, and then you can wriggle it into place.
I love that, slap it down into the middle.
And then I'm just looking to see that we've got a reasonably equal border around the outside there. Okay, and then I just took one of my large circle dies and I've just drawn in pencil. You can just see that outline on there, which is what I'm going to use to create that wreath with. So I've taken the die from here, so we've used this lovely big feather, and I've cut this in some scraps of card that match the colours. So I've got a couple in that lovely sort of jade green colour, I've got a couple cut in the orange, and a couple in cream, just using that one die. And we're actually going to use these now to create that kind of wreath in the background. So again, I'm just going to use my dotty tape pen, and I'm going to position these around where I've got that pencil line. So I'm just going to alternate the colours and go one on one side, and then I'm going to echo that at this side, like so. And then we'll go to the orange. Okay. And then again, if we just do that at the other side, it just gives you a bit better spacing if you work this way, rather than going round and finding out that you've got a gap at the end. So again, I'm just going to place the opposite one down, and then I'm going to fill the gap in with those cream ones, like so. So that's going to be my background piece. And then this one at this side. Okay, so that's the background to the card. And then again, I've just used that topper sheet here, and I've taken the dream catcher, the little heart, and I love the free spirit element here at the top. Now that one I've put and backed onto some craft card just to match the matting and layering aspect. These two I've just put onto some Nina cardstock, cut them out, and then just gone round the edges with a little bit of ink. And then on this one, it just seemed to scream out to me. You can't pick it up that well on camera, but I've just used my accent glaze to just go over some of the little beads on here. You could equally add, you know, sort of pearl beads or crystal beads, you know, pearls and things like that on there if you wanted to accent it a little bit more. But I just thought it made it, just gives it another element, that little bit of tactile element on it. And then we're going to use, just like in the, if I bring the magazine back in, as I say, I was working to this sort of look here. So we've got the background. I'm going to bring this one in. I'm going to bring this one in here, and then I've just added the little heart, which I think either at the bottom, probably on the bottom of here, something like that, or maybe at this side, I'm not sure yet. We'll see where that one wants to go. So again, because I'm going to work onto the other elements now, I'm actually going to bring in my other glue. So we've got the background, we've got the feathers and everything. So on this one, I'm actually going to pop some of my tacky glue. Really good stick when you're using it onto different elements. And then I'm just going to leave that a second because I also want to nestle this one underneath. All right, so I'm going to position that one, and I just want to tuck that one underneath first before we put the other one down. Okay, let that just grab for a second, and then we can position this one at the other side. Now you could raise this one up on foam pads if you wish, but again I've sort of chosen to keep it all flat this time. Maybe up a little bit, that's it. And then you just need a second for that tacky glue to grab. And then I cut this bit out because this matched the green nicely, but I've ended up with a green. It's darker than that, isn't it? It'll look all right at the bottom. I'd intended it to go over the other colours. I quite like it up there actually. I think we'll go up there because it stands out more over the other colours rather than on the green. So yep, artistic licence. That one can go. And again, I've just only thing from the stash. I looked in there for the Hessian type paper, and then of course the little gems. So that was my take. That was the sort of like, fell in love with this one. And then that was my take on that one. So that was done by Vicky, and then that was my version using that idea and incorporating some of those pieces from that kit. So if I stand you that one up, you can see there, absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous colour scheme. I love the greens and the oranges, those really deep shades.
What's really lovely about that, Jan, I think, is that you can use things that you've got in your stash. And I know that you love your mixed media and pieces of material, hessian, denim, all those things are going to work so well with this collection, aren't they?
Yeah. I've got them all put away in a safe place somewhere, Debbie. I have got some hessian somewhere, and I searched through a lot and I was like, can't find it. It'll pop up one day.
I know what you mean. Yeah, we all have those bits. And you go through stages. I have to make a note of
where the safe places are.
I remember going through a stage of using loads of hessian on makes and then to never using it. And I'm the same. I think I've got a box of hessian somewhere and don't know what happened to that. I think one of Sarah's makes as well did some hessian in it at one stage, didn't it?
Yes, like I think it was one of the...
Vintage Diary or...
Was it Rustic Wedding had some self-adhesive
Yes, I
hessian
think it was, yeah.
I think that's in the same box. It'll turn
Let
up.
us know if you've got some. Right, that magazine, you can find the things to make that magazine in is in our inspiration 2, which is this one here. It is A beautiful design, and we've got people coming through saying they've already got them, which I'm not surprised. The Crafters Inspiration magazine offer is a real deal with all the consumables, says Laurel. Pam is saying, I just joined and I'm delighted you're doing the masterclass because I've already have both the magazines. They are great value and I love them. Gemma is saying, is this another relaunch of the magazine? I'm sure I have either the 1 to 3 or the 1 to 4. Yes, it is. What happened there? So sorry to confuse you, but just to clear up any confusion, we did bring out the 1 to 4, I think it was, but now we've put them onto another company. So Practical Publishing now does our magazine. So it's like the proper magazines that you buy. Not that our other magazines weren't the proper magazines. We just did them in-house. Now they go out to someone else to do them, but we still give you that jam-packed value that's inside the magazine. So this is the first 1 and 2 of the collection, and the third one is coming out at the end of this month. So yeah, if you want them, then grab these 2, and then the third one will be out and you'll start on that journey of those collections again. But amazing today. So platinum price £20 or $32. You're getting 100 bonus points on that one. So if you want that one on its own, you can obviously go for that, but if you want both of them, that's the better deal, and you do get 100 bonus points as well. Right, next. Oh, I know what we've got. We've got something for you. This here is our Totally Tiffany 12 by 12 storage and supply case. I love these. Anyone knows, but I put all my collections in here, which are amazing. You can use your drawers separately. You can use them in them. You can get totally organised with this, which is incredible. I can't see the price on this one, Dean, so could you just tell me? $16.99. This has been a top seller today. You found it on the website. It's got 2 drawers in there. It can store anything, literally from your ink pads to your ink applicators to your pens to your glitter inks, anything you want to go in there. It's just an amazing storage case. It is a 12 by 12. It's completely see-through, so you can see exactly what you're getting. It also means it's wiped clean as well. So if you want to go for the Totally Tiffany case today, make sure that you head to the website and type that in, which is amazing. Now we know that your baskets are bulging, so why don't we give you a chance to check them out and have a look at our Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, $1 or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate. Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place.
Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
Went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some...
Oh, sorry, just having a look at a Crafters Information magazine. It's a pretty cool magazine if you want to have a look at it. Now, if you want that Crafters Inspiration magazine, and actually I was looking for someone who just asked us something and I still can't find it, but we did have a question asking about the, let me find it and then I can help you out. No, I can't. Oh, iris folding. So Pam, you've said that there's some instructions, it says in the magazine, that mentions you can get a template. And funny enough, when I was looking through it earlier, when I found the iris folding, there is a website link that you can go to on there. If I can find it again, that's what I was trying to find, but I still haven't found it. But I will try and find it for you and point it out to you when I find the iris folding. Jan's having a look as well, so and we'll try and find that for you. So Deborah's saying, I've got some Hessian, but never know where it is as well. So yes, on our same level. Pam's saying, a random question, will stick and stay spray hold glitter to paper? Yes, absolutely. It's if it's the red can, it's permanent, so it will hold your glitter to the paper. And Andrea's saying, hello, or Jan, you really bring those magazines to life with some brilliant demonstrations, and also seeing the real version of the card projects in the magazine is great. Thank you so much. And then, oh, and Rachel's saying, Jan, you could have used the Hessian embossing folder. Good idea. Yes, if you've
Now,
got a
why
Hessian.
didn't I think of that one?
I know, see.
I've got two. I've got a big 8x8 one, which is an old Crafters
Yes, I
companion,
remember
and
that.
then I've got the one from the new collection that's a 5x7. Never even thought of that. That was far too easy. I needed to rummage through and find some paper, yeah, and I said the box will turn up one day that's actually got the real Hessian in, but yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so yes,
overlooking the obvious.
and always the way, but whichever, it will look nice and you can replicate Jan's card that she did there. Right, now, something else we're going to turn our thoughts to is the amazing Once Upon a Time. So it's a Sarah signature collection. It is probably one of the prettiest fairy tale-ist collections that she's brought to us, because it is so beautiful. So you're getting You Are Magical. I think this would be lovely for a little girl's birthday party. Put it on the little bags, make little tags. It's just have little badges for them, look beautiful. So you've got your You Are Magical. We've then got that amazing Happily Ever After with the dancers. So great for wedding cards, anniversaries, proms, anything like that. Just absolutely beautiful. You've also got the Once Upon a Time. I love this one. I was actually thinking, I got this collection not long ago because I thought for my granddaughters they would love it. But my granddaughter loves writing stories, so I thought this would be a nice item to cut out and put at the beginning of her story. Then we've got that gorgeous princess silhouette, which is just beautiful. There's some ribbons in this collection, so you've got that organza in 3 different sizes and 3 different colours. You've then got some shimmer inks in here as well, so those pearly inks, which are absolutely beautiful. You can see not shimmer, they're pearl ones, but they're so gorgeous in those real sort of lightish tone colours. Another beautiful design. What about some glitters? We've got some fairy dust for you. I love them. These are like crushed ice, aren't they, with just beautiful colours through them. Absolutely gorgeous design. We've got a create a card die in here, so this one's your fabulous fountains, absolutely beautiful. There's a set of stamps in here, and I say a set of stamps, there is lots of sentiment stamps on that one, really beautiful designs, lovely swells, lovely design on there, love that one. This was so popular, the Enchanting Rose. I think we can all picture that Disney film that one could go to. It's absolutely beautiful. Dee's just said the Lion King, well. And this one as well, no, not Sleeping Beauty. So it's not very good at guessing, but yeah, lots of different princesses you can think about there. Absolutely
Bit of a
love
beast,
that one.
isn't it?
Beauty and the Beast. I thought you were being serious. I didn't think you meant, I mean, I thought you were mucking around. I didn't think you were being serious. Yes, Beauty and the Beast. We've got your Make-A-Wish. I love that stamp and die set. I just think it's so pretty. That fairy is beautiful. She really does remind me of Tinkerbell.
She does, doesn't she?
She
Yeah.
is Tinkerbell, isn't she? And then we've got the amazing swells here. So these are beautiful. So if you ever wanted some sort of swell designs in the amazing diamante, pearls, gems, they're just going to look beautiful on your makes. I absolutely love this collection. If you want it today, platinum price is £56 or $72. Now, Jan, you're going to be doing a demo with these, aren't you?
I certainly am. Sorry, I just disappeared out of view then. I'm back. I'm back. I just realised I needed another die there. Pop downstairs while you weren't looking. So yeah, again, when I have a whole collection to play with, it's have a little look through and choose the elements I want to work with. And again, I didn't want to go too technical, so I've just chosen a couple of elements. Love the little princess silhouette. I'm going to actually pop this together for you. And then I've combined this again. We used this earlier in Wake Up Call when we did that sample from the magazine to create the frame, and I'm going to use it again for this one. We're going to create it again to make a backdrop on this particular one. So we do have these on the show as well. Debbie will go through these for you in a little while, but in the meantime I'm going to take out the silhouette one. And I've got here, again, this is out of the scrap drawer. It's a piece of white glitter card that was from one of an old Christmas collection. And I'm going to cut this one out of the glitter card. So again, just going to pop this on here. I'm going to get my plates at the ready. And it should cut through there without, but just to make sure, I'm going to pop my metal shim in as well. Because I'm going through a glitter card which is coated, I'm actually going to pop the metal shim and cut against that so they get a nice cut through that glitter surface. And then I've got my normal shims top layer, and we're going to just pass that through the Gemini and we'll get that lovely crunch. Helps if you turn it on, Jan.
That does help.
Honestly. Giving it a break, you see, over the break time, and that was it.
I love that you use your your media stand for your cards.
Why not? Why not? So again, we take that out of there, and we've got our die cut lady there at the ready. So this one's done in the glitter card. So this is going to be her dress in effect. That's going to be all glittery and sparkly. So we've taken that one. And then just very, very carefully, just loosen, break all the connection with the glitter card, and she will just pop out of there nicely. It's just a case of, sometimes it's like when you're taking perforated card away from the holder, you've just got to break the connection between the glitter, and she will come out of there beautifully. And I just think it is such a stunning little die, that one on its own.
It is a beautiful die.
Now, I was brutal with her, absolutely brutal, and I will apologise in advance because I'm actually going to cut off her hands.
Oh, you are brutal.
I am brutal, yes, and just trim this in line with the die. And I'm going to do the same at this side. It gets worse.
Oh, no.
It gets worse. You know what's coming next,
Oh,
don't
no,
you?
you're going to chop her head off, aren't you?
Yeah, she's going to be beheaded. So I'm just following the line on the die.
Was she one of Henry VIII's wives?
I'm afraid so. Yes, there she is. Sorry, sorry, there we go. So I've actually created that lovely sparkly dress now.
Love that though.
What I did was actually cut it again from the plain white multi-purpose card. Use my ink pens, my tri-blends, to just colour in the skin tone. And artistic licence, she's got lilac hair.
Oh.
Just love it because there was lilac in the paper that I was using. And then I've used a piece of scrap paper behind here and then just laid this one right over the top to create the top layer of the dress. So it's full piece on the back. It's got the piece of paper trap between, and then it's got that lovely sparkly glittery layer is her dress, which I've just laid over the top. So we've created that sort of princess there, and then she's just got some little pearls on just to finish it off. So that's going to be my decorative piece there. And then if I bring in the card itself, I've gone for a stepper card this time. And again, I've used some of the papers. I do have some of the papers from that collection, but again, there are so many different collections that work with this one. And then you can see those dies coming into play again. We used these this morning. We actually cut the navy out this morning using that top layer. But then this time I've used some pink cardstock. And because we were working with the princesses and the sparkle and the glitter, I've just sprayed this with my spray and sparkle. And this is the pearl diamond. So can you see that beautiful shimmer on there? Just links in nicely with all the rest of the glitz and the sparkle going on. So again, I'm going to pop this one on with some glue. Just make sure that that one's still on the go. So yep, the Kalal again, can see how useful this one is. All right, so that one's going to go on here. Now I have got a lot of foam pads and I don't intend taking them all off here. I didn't have any strip ones, so I've gone all the way around the outside, but I am just going to take sufficient off for it to stick. The others are just going to act as spacers to hold it up. Okay, so we'll just take some of those liners off. And then we're just going to pop that one to centre. Now on this particular paper, it's got the castle in the background here, so I've been careful how I've cut this so that we can still see that through the gap there. So again, just pop that in the centre. And then I've cut myself some panels to go in the edge here to match. So again, we'll pop those on with a little bit of glue. And then another one of my favourite dies from an old collection has made an appearance on this one. That one's going to go in there, and again, just get it in the right place. And then for the sentiment, I've just used the Have a Magical Day from here, and I've stamped that onto a piece of cardstock and then matted it onto, this is the little signpost from the Fairy Garden collection, which again is an older collection. And I just thought this was a great little addition to have in here, just showcasing that little sentiment. So again, we're going to pop this in the back. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on the back of there and then just slot that one in, just making sure it doesn't go behind there. And then my princess, I've just put some foam pads on part of the dress because it's going to drop into the recess, and then the other side is going to come flush with the frame. So I've just put a little bit of tape on that side for her. So we just take off those backing pieces, take off the tape, and then we're going to position her so that those drop into the background here, but the rest of it sticks onto the, and she's sort of having a look at the castle there in the background. So that's my lovely fairy tale princess on that Once Upon a Time collection. Gone with the pink this time for a change. I tend to go with the lilacs. I tend to be influenced by the packaging. And when I think of this collection, I think lilacs and purples, but then I thought, why not? We'll go pink today with it. So yeah, that's our princess wandering up to the castle there.
Absolutely, that's beautiful. And actually, just to change tactics here, sorry Dean, I know you've not asked me to do this, but the Venetian paper pad, we haven't got a once upon a time. The Venetian paper pad is only £10 on £10 Tuesday. That is going to work so nice, replicating the card that Jan just done, because the papers in this are absolutely stunning. So if you didn't manage to get the once upon a time paper pad, go for this one, because that can replicate that card that Jan's just done. It's absolutely beautiful. Lots of buildings in there. Your princess could be looking at those Venetian buildings, couldn't she? So absolutely amazing. Grab that while you can, because they're £10. They're not going to stay around for long. If you want that collection and to recreate the cards that Jan's just been doing, that Once Upon a Time is just truly beautiful. Very timeless. It's got that real magic about it, which is beautiful. That fairy tale, that princess, everything you can imagine, all those little dies, elements in there. There's the die, that beautiful princess. I love what you did with her dress, Jan. I thought that looked exceptional with the pattern papers behind. Then you've got your ribbons in 3 different colours, in 3 different sizes. You've also got some pearl inks in there as well, which are absolutely beautiful. You've also got some shimmer glitters, which are just like crushed glass. It's beautiful. Love that one. You've got creator cards in there with our fabulous fountains. You've got beautiful sentiments. You've got that sort of Beauty and the Beast inspired rose there. You've got the Cinderella slippers. Shouldn't be naming all these things, but you know they're all princessy, aren't they? You've got that beautiful stamp and die set. Love this one so much. That fairy and the stamps that come with her are just stunning. And then the piece de resistance, those beautiful swirls that you can put on all your projects. Absolutely gorgeous. You're getting that full collection today. Platinum price £56 or $72. Now, Jan was using those amazing nesting dies that you can see right beside me. They are exceptional dies. What I love about these is they are framed dies, so you literally cut that whole frame out, but if you nest them in each other, you'll get another frame between those frames as well. So they're really great value today. You'll see that there's 5 pieces in total, but you're getting 15 dies in all of those sets. £45 today. What a saving. Look at that. How have we not shown these earlier? You're saving £31.95 platinum price. £36 or $40. Wow, that's an amazing value. Right, let's show you what we've got in them. So the first ones we've got are our ditzy rectangle. Beautiful, beautiful designs here. You're getting all of those. You'll see that sort of ditzy pattern all the way around them, but you're getting 3 dies in total, but they will cut out 6 different size dies if you layer them up. Then you've got your scallop rectangle, and then you've also got your cross stitch rectangle, so they've got those little cross stitches in them as well, and then you've got your square one, so you've got your scallop square, and then you've got your ditzy square as well. So all those 5 pieces, that's an absolute bargain. If you haven't gone for a good set of nesting dies, make sure that you grab those today, because they are very, very good. Right, let's have a look and see if we've got any questions in or anyone's in. Remember, we're fully social, so literally get in touch with us through Facebook or YouTube. And you've made me laugh, because she said the quickest way to find the Hessian, go and buy some more. Stephanie's saying the double-sided papers are gorgeous. I'm so glad that you are revisiting these magazines today. Shadia's saying no apologies to Jan. I cut her to pieces too. I had a project. I went to town with the gorgeous princess. Yeah, I love that. No apologies, absolutely not. She looks beautiful. Lois is saying surgery, lol. Shadia's saying stunning card, Jan. And Jean is saying very clever. I really like the way that you did the princess. Yeah, absolutely. She is absolutely beautiful. Now, hopefully you're enjoying the masterclass as much as I am. All your messages are saying that you are, which is good. We're going to go back to Jan in just a little while, but for now, we're just going to have a little short break, let you check out your baskets, and we will join you back here very soon.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly
What
how
does she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Absolutely. What are you waiting for? Go and join the club. It's absolutely free. I think it's the best club out there purely because it's free and it gives you lots of things to look forward to. And you get sneaky peeks of things and you go up in stages and you get more rewards. So it's a really great club to be into. So join that Club Inspire. All you've got to do is sign up with your email address. Right, back to Crafters Inspiration. Now, we've had Crafters Inspirations in the past. Some of them have gone up quite high. I think we've got up to sort of 50 about crafters. I think I want to say about 52. Did we get to about there? Or yeah, we did quite a few magazines before, and then we re-released them again, and only got up to about number 4. And now we put, because it was as a big company, we're not a magazine company, and we was doing our own magazine. So we've now put them with Practical Publishing. They now do our magazine with them, and I think you'll agree. And lots of people have been saying how much they've loved these last 2 that have already got them. So if you want them today, we do number 1 and 2, which you can buy together. You can see on the screen there for $20 or £20 or $32 and an additional 100 bonus points as well. You can buy them individually. Just go onto the website and you'll be able to find them. So if you just want number 2 because you've already got number 1, you can absolutely do that, and you will get an additional 50 extra bonus points as well, even if you go there. Oh, they're going to see, I just say it and Dean does the thing. He's going to show them. So let's show them singularly. If you go for number 1 on its own, your box includes your pattern papers, your layering stencils and more, and I'll show you that in just a second. And that's $14.99 on its own, or $24.95. Platinum price $11.99 or $19.96, and you get that additional 50 bonus points. But you can see if you bought those together, it's going to cost you just under £30. So buying the 2 together, you're saving that amount today, and you get an additional 50 bonus points. So that's 100 in total. But you choose which ones you want to go for. Right, Crafters Inspiration 1. What is it all about? It's all about flowers. It's all about blooming and growing, and it's just gorgeous. It's beautifully presented in a box. So once you've got your stuff out of your box, you'll find that you've got all your little freebies and you've got the most amazing magazine. I'm going to let our Jan take you through that. But it is literally from one cover to the back cover, you've literally got so much inspiration, crafty chat, crafty talk. It's just amazing magazine. You will absolutely love it. I would always recommend, and I think you'd be the same, Jan, when you get your magazine, make yourself a cuppa, put your feet up and just have a read through, because it's a really good read, because there's lots of inspiration from our customers out there. There's from our design team, from us here in our studio. So there's lots to look at. In there you're going to get your stamp set, and I'm just going to do this very quickly. Your stencils, 2 lots of layering stencils. You're then getting your Just For You die cut and that beautiful embossing folder, all beautifully packaged. So that's a gorgeous one to have. And again, if you want that today with your issue 2, go for the one on the screen and you will get it for £20 or $32 and 100 bonus points. Now we're going to go over to Jan now and see what she's got in store with this one next.
Right, I'm going to make a little gift box this time, and we're going to go down that lilac route. So again, I'm not going to go through the whole magazine again. We did that a little bit earlier in the show. If you've just joined us, you can always wait while the live's finished and go back and have a look through. So what I did was have a look through the papers, and this time I just love the combination of this love sort of pale blue with the lilac detail on. And then I've taken one of the topper sheets and I've actually gone for this one. But I was concerned that the 2 didn't actually match very well, because this has got a green tinge to it and this is more blue. So I've just played around with it a little bit, and this is what I came up with. So to start off with, I'm going to start very, very straightforward with my box lid, and I've just cut some of that paper. You can see here where I've taken elements from the paper here. So this is this corner, we've cut into it just to make some mats and layers, and I'm going to get those stuck down so that we can let that be drying for a second. So again, just with some of that glue, I've made a piece for the top, just matted onto some textured cardstock from one of the other collections that just toned in nicely with it. So again, I've added my white multi-purpose card, and then just a coordinating textured cardstock to work with it. And then I've made the strips, again from that same paper sheet, just to go around the side. And I was very sort of careful how I cut this out as well. I wanted to sort of not waste the paper. So all the pieces that are left, I've got put together in my little packet so that I can use them. Even if it's just colour blocking, you know, if you've only got scraps left, you can use more than one pattern at a time. You can actually make some of those gorgeous designs, you know, where you sort of weaving strips
I've been
of
doing
paper.
that a lot lately, Jan.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been doing it a lot. I love it. I like putting a diagonal of a few strips and then putting the others the opposite way and then trim them.
I do the one where I make a central point and then cut pieces into like pizza slices and put them around.
It's one of my favourite
lots of ways of using scraps up. So the fact that you've only got bits left, you know, out of that original sheet, I have got this bit left, but I'm not throwing that piece away.
No, absolutely not.
That piece will come in handy for something else, definitely. And those, I've kept all this together because it works nicely as a collection. These will mix and match beautifully. So this is going to be the lid. We'll get those stuck down, and then I'll show you what I've done to that topper to just sort of enhance it so that it matched a little bit better with that chosen colour scheme that I've gone with. So we pop those on there, and then I'll just leave that to dry for a second to one side. So again, I was saying earlier, if you have just joined us, that the paperweight in here, it is just a paper. So I would say it's probably between about 90, 120 GSM. So if you're wanting to make something that's a little bit more substantial, I've just been either cutting out the element that I wanted in this case and sticking it onto a bit of scrap Nina cardstock, or you know, a little bit of heavier weight. I don't think it necessarily needs the multi-purpose unless you want it to be a really strong piece. So I've actually cut out that one. You can see here, I've cut this one here. And I've actually cut away the green edge. I've cut right up to the lace. Because there wasn't technically any green in here, I've cut it, and then I've just gone round with my purple ink pad to bring that purple tone in there, which is going to start and blend in nicely. And then, me being me, I wasn't happy with it. It's not a bad match, the green, but I did want it to blend in a little bit better. So out came the sentiments here, and I've actually done the sending you lots of love. And I've created that on a separate topper with another circle of that same textured card that we've done the matting and layering. And then I took my craft knife and I've actually cut around the leaves here to release them from, you can see that there's an actual gap here in the topper. And what I'm actually going to do is slot this one underneath, and you wouldn't know then that that wasn't designed to match what we've got going on. So again, you know, there's different ways. You could actually cut the whole of this section out so that you've got this to use on something else. Obviously you would have the bit around the leaves, but again, you know, there is another one of those, so I'm not too worried about that. But just before I put this piece on as well, I took the embossing folder here, and again, I've just done a strip of cardstock. So you can see if I pop that on here, you've got those lovely flowers, the little bit of text in there. And then I've just coloured it with some of my ink pads. So I've gone with the, initially I went with my opaque ink pad, and then I've just gone over the top of it. And again, it's not easy to see on the camera, but I've just used my shimmer ink pad right over the top, which has caught some of those high embossed areas and just brought that purple into it again. And we're going to pop this bit on here just to add another layer of interest so that that stands out from the background. So again, just going to pop this one down. I'm going to use the tape runner on this one. Okay, and then we're just going to have this as a vertical element on that side there. And then this one is going to go on the top. But before I do that, I just want to nestle this one into place. So I'm going to use that wet glue because that will allow me to move it into place like so. And literally just wriggle it across like so. And then once I'm happy with that, we can put that onto the background piece.
Love that idea, Jan. I think that looks so nice.
And then that one's just going to go on here. And I just think, you know, you can create really, really nice. I like creating the gift boxes and the gift bags. Yes, you can buy some really nice ones in the shops, but there's usually about 50 or so of the same one on the shelf. This way, you've actually got something that's, you know, individual. It's literally, you can, you know, you can decorate it. If you know that the recipient likes purple or likes pink or whatever colourway, you can make it to suit that person's, you know, interest there. And again, whoo, come back. Tell you what, I'll put that bit together first, and then we'll put the top. The glue hadn't started to cure then, so let's just put the box together. And then I can pop it back in place. I'll just give that a second, and then I've put the bottom half of the box together. And again, I've just used a little bit more of that piece that we had at the beginning. And I'm going to pop this one inside so that when you open and you take out your gift, you've still got that sort of mix and match element from the front of the box. So that one's just going to drop inside there and line the bottom of the box. If you didn't want to use the paper and wanted to save the piece of paper for another project, then you could have actually done a piece of the embossing again. Like we added that strip, you could have embossed a piece and put that in the bottom. So yeah, lots of different ways. Just need that glue to tack to that because we're onto the shimmer inks and everything. And then we've got beautiful little gift box, just using elements again from that collection. I've added the pearls again, have to come out every time, but you can just see there, really, really pretty.
That is so gorgeous. It just goes to show, I mean, apart from those few gems and some glue, everything you need to be creative and create the box that Jan's just done, you can be doing out of this one magazine, let alone two, and then all those other projects that are in there. Thank you, Jan. That's absolutely stunning. If you want to go for these magazines today, we're doing an offer where you can buy Crafters Inspiration magazine 1 and 2 for £25 or $40. You're saving over 15%, platinum price £20 or £32. And remember, you are getting that 100. I love that picture. I just love the picture of the Geminis like stacked on top of each other. That's without our newbie now at the bottom, the Gemini 2. But what I do love about these is if I just pick one thing out here, it tells you here what your actual recipe to be creative with those cards are. Step-by-step projects, which I absolutely love. There are some picture projects in there as well. You're getting all those papers and those beautiful toppers. I mean, these papers are just stunning. I always thought our papers come from something, but I don't recognise these papers. Do you?
No, it refers to it as timeless florals.
Yeah, so I think it is a new one.
That as
yeah,
a
no, I
collection.
didn't recognise it at all. But the papers, I mean, you can see, I mean, just look at these projects that you can be making in here, and it shows you all the step-by-step instructions that you can be creating them with. And then all those freebies that come with that magazine. We're only showing you number 1 at the moment, but remember, you are getting all of those, number 1 and number 2, to be very creative with. Our stamp set and that die set all comes with that issue number 1. Now, before I go to number 2, I do want to show you something very exciting. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a first look at something that was coming back in stock because you loved it at the time. It literally flew out the door, and we've now brought it back by popular demand, and that was our mini memories. Now, our mini memories come with templates, it comes with dies, it comes with hardware as well. Some of our hardware has sold out, unfortunately. We do have the corners, which are great, so you can get the corners in this collection, but the actual hardware, the little drawers that you pull out, are not in stock, but I'm sure we will have them back in stock soon. So, but we do have the corners, which are great, and you can always make your drawer openings with ribbon and different die cuts, so there's always a way that you can get around there. But what you get in this collection is quite amazing. Now, all the templates tell you exactly what they are. This one straight away, it tells me it's my spine cover, so you know you're never going to get lost in the pieces that you need. This one here, it tells us it's my pocket page, so again, you draw around it, it gives me that score line, tells me where I even put my glue. It's just incredible. This one here is to create your mini little folders, so all your accessories there to create those beautiful folder pockets. You've also then got your template for your drawer. We've got your box here for your side. All these, they might not make sense to you, but they will make sense when you've got them, because all of these create your boxes, your folders, your mini memory books, and you've got everything there to be very creative with. Now, on top of that, we've also got dies. Now, the dies, this one creates your spine, so each individual one of these creates your spine, so you have as many of them as you want. You've then got this one, which puts your little holes in there, so you can be quite creative with those. We've then got your decorative accessories, so these are great to have. This one, lots of different designs that you can use to decorate with. I absolutely love this. This is your flip book, but actually what you've got here is a really good range of nesting dies, which are amazing. Platinum price £50, £50.50 or $61.18, which is amazing. I love these ones, so creating all your little pages, so for your index pages, and then this one is your page edges, so you can have whatever design you want running down your page edges on those. Jan, you've got some samples with these, because these are just beautiful, aren't they?
I have, and I do have a little update on this as well.
Oh.
I had these last week on the show that I had last Tuesday, and I do have an apology to make because we've had a change of schedule. So when I was here last week, I was actually telling you guys that we were going to do a craft along next Tuesday when I'm here on the 8th with this collection. Now, unfortunately, there's been a change of schedule, and that's no longer taking place on the 8th. So I'm hoping that we can actually build it maybe into the September schedule, but I don't know the answer to that. I'm gutted because I'd got my project made, ready to send all the instructions into the office for them to do the visuals for you guys, and I got the message to say that it had been changed. So my apologies for that, for those of you that had taken that on board and maybe made a note of it and wanted to come and craft along. I'm hoping that it will still take place. Whether it will be me or one of the other members of the team, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to try and work on maybe fitting it into our September schedule. So yeah, we'll just show you the idea behind this. Absolutely love the concept of what we've got here. The templates, so the Mylar templates, give you the opportunity to make the casing first of all. So if I take the inserts out of here, so you can see you've got that sort of casing, and this is a 5 1/4 inch cube. If you ignore the drawer section for a second at the bottom, 5 1/4 inch cube that you make up. Now you might just have one of these and then make the drawer section to go with it, which is a separate set of templates. You might decide to omit the drawer and have a couple of these stacked, or even 1, 2, 3, 4 as like little cubbies. It may be that you add the drawer at the bottom, or you can add the drawer at the top, or you can add one of each. You might just want to make the drawer and make a series of drawers to make like a little chest of drawers to keep embellishments in your craft room, to gift and pop little gifts inside. There are so many different ways that you can just work with this casing side of it. And again, you've got that little working drawer in there. It's like a little matchbox case that the drawer slides into there. Again, just to create whatever design. There's no, you know, the packaging shows you this formation, but there's no end to how you can put these together. Then you also get, as part of the kit, the ability to make the little tiny memory books, and these are beautiful. Again, 5 inches square, so they slot into that case, and you can see that it's all been measured beautifully so that they slide in there perfectly. The bit that I really liked about this is that the spine element. Anybody that knows, if you make memory albums, you'll understand how the spine system works. If not, we've done lots of shows recently where we've demoed this, but it's an individual spine piece, which means that you can make your books as small or as large as you wish. If we turn it right way around, it looks even better, Jan. So again, this one's just got the 2 pieces, the 2 pages and the front and back cover in this one. But you can see, if I show you the next one, exactly the same concept. If I show here how that's been put together, you can see the little spines inside with the pages on. Exactly the same concept allows you to go as big as you wish. So you've still got that 5 by 5 design, but this time we've got a multitude. Just by overlapping and sticking those spines together, you can make these as big or as small as you want. And again, depending on what kind of formation you put together, they fit inside that casing beautifully, along with the templates that we have to make the little file folders as well. So you can see here, absolutely, just so cute. And we were saying last week when I'd got these on that I still not had a chance to check it, but I figured that on a 5-inch square, you would possibly be able to stack maybe CDs in here. You would certainly be able to stack your 5 by 7 embossing folders in here. You could have one for each theme. You could have a row of these on your shelf. It doesn't have to be in the casing. So many opportunities to put this together in different ways and have a look at how it's going to work. Like I said, you've got one, just a little cube there. You can see the difference in the height without the drawer on. Absolutely gorgeous, and it's sort of like free limit to how you put them together. As I say, this would look totally different if you had the drawer set on the top and the file folders at the bottom. All the different paper collections that you've got to trim them with. You can see we've used the panels on the side of this one just to give it a slightly different look. Absolutely. I was gutted, honestly, when we'd had to change the schedule next week, but I really am hoping that we can bring it back as a craft along for you.
Oh, absolutely. That would be great, especially as Jan's already got her project ready for us. Lillian saying, do the colours of summer 12 by 12 papers have a solid or white core? Lillian, they have a white core. So I quite like a white core. I also like a solid core. A white core is very good if you want to emboss them and then sand them back, and then you get that whiteness come through. Stephanie is saying there is so much to these magazines in the packaging. Yeah, absolutely. Stephanie's saying that last card's very clever. Jan Shadira is saying, I'm loving all the tips and tricks. Jan, so simple and quite nice, thank you. Marcel is saying, I love issue 1. I purchased 6 a while ago, 3 for gifts and 3 because I wanted the papers. I also gave the extra stencils and embossing folders away. I kept one of the extra stencils and cut apart for the individual roses. I love that idea. And she absolutely loves it. Kath is saying the purple strip on that card, Jan, makes the colour pop. Lynn is saying family have all gone out. My sister's watching on the big screen, heaven, and 5 parcels from my Yodel man has just arrived. Home alone with CCTV. Love that. Marcel is saying, will the file folders fit A2 cards?
A2.
So an A2, she says, is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2.
Not quite. The file folders make up at 5 inches square.
Right.
The whole box idea that the casing is 5 1/4 inches, so it's been designed to fit into there. So you would get a 5 by 5 card in, or a 5 by 7 would stand a bit taller than the folder. But if you were going up to 5 1/2 inches, it would be a little bit too wide, unless you were in a position that you could actually extend the templates and make that little folder a wee bit bigger.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense. And Stephanie's saying the smaller books would look great, would be great for the kids, easy for them to handle with their little hands.
Absolutely,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
They'd love doing them as well, wouldn't they? Which would be incredible. Right, Crafters Inspiration. Absolutely gorgeous magazines. You are loving them today. We have got issue 1 and 2 as a bundle, and you are saving over 15%. If you're platinum, you're getting them for £20 or $32 plus an additional 100 bonus points. Now this one is our number 2. So this is themed with our Bohemian. It's a beautiful collection. Even if you've gone for Sarah's Bohemian collection, the dies and the stencils and stamps and that are in this one are different to what you get in that collection. So you won't be getting duplicates. The magazine, again, page to page inspiration. Lots in here to just give you something to go on, whether you are a beginner, whether you are advanced, or whether you're just an intermediate crafter. You will find something for you in these books. They are incredibly valuable wherever you've got them in the home, whether you just leave it on the coffee table, you just want that inspiration for your next card, whether you want to make a gift for someone, whether you just want to learn about inking. There's something for everyone in our magazines, and they are truly amazing. Now in this one you are getting all your papers. As Jan explained earlier, they are papers, but you could put them onto your Nina cardstock to make them or give them a little bit more rigidity. There's beautiful toppers in there, but there are the most amazing papers. I'll just flick a few because I know Jan will show you so you can see just how many they are. They're double-sided, beautiful designs that you're getting there. You're then getting that gorgeous stamp set, which I absolutely love. You're doing lots with that, lots of different techniques. And then you're getting your build a, it's gone out of my head. They did that to you earlier. Dreamcatcher. And you can see you've got all your dies in the back there. So yeah, design that Dreamcatcher. But you can see there's lots of projects using that middle section in that book as well, which is incredible. And I absolutely love this embossing folder. I just think it's beautiful. I can almost see 2 fish kissing as well in that. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Look, 2 fish kissing.
Yeah. It's amazing what you see, isn't it?
They could be feathers, they could be leaves, but I just think it's an incredible embossing folder. Right, Jan, you've got another demo with this one.
We're going to be able to. I'm really glad we can fit this one in, actually. This was literally inspiration taken from the magazine, and I just wanted to have a go at recreating this one. So again, I'm not going to do too much on the magazine and the papers. We did go through this in detail earlier in the show, so if you are just watching watching, when we finish, you can always go back through and have a look in a little bit more detail. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to flick through to the page that I'm going to work from here. And this is by Tracy, and I just loved this layout. It was very much my kind of thing. It's got some ink in the background. It's got some of the die cuts from that lovely gifted Dreamcatcher collection. And it's also incorporated the stamp set, which has the little stamped Dreamcatcher with the moon design on. So we're going to use that as well. And we're going to create sort of my take on here. So it is pretty much as it is. I had a look at the instructions, read through the instructions, and I've gone slightly different colourway, but pretty much what's been done here. So again, I've done some of the work already because obviously the inking and some of the stamping needed to dry. So I've gone quite on a large card with this one. We're actually looking at 7 3/4 square. And I've just used a piece of that blue. And again, you know, the papers are precious, so I don't want to waste it. I'm going to cover this with that front section. So I've taken the centre out. I've got all that piece that I can then use on something else because it's not going to show. I just wanted the border element. If you don't want to use your paper in that way, you can use a textured card under here, or you can even use white card and colour the edge with ink or with an alcohol marker just to create, I just want that blue behind it. And then on here, in the background, you can see that we've got lots of inking, but mainly I go from that top left down to the bottom right corner. There's not as much here or here. And then in your stamp set, you have got that gorgeous feather. So Tracy's used that to put some detail at either side, creating this sort of right angle here, that illusion that we're going to create with all the extra pieces. And you can see that she's used the stamp with the moon and the little dangles on here as well. So those are from the stamp set. Now Tracy actually put several of those gorgeous positivity phrases on. I'm just going to use the "You're amazing," and I've stamped that out ready onto just a little piece to add on. And then I've also done quite a bit of die cutting. So what I did was take a piece of our multi-purpose card, and I got my inks out, and I've basically just done, you've seen me do the mopping up technique where we just do with the different colours. And I've picked the 3 colours that I wanted to work with. I've got like a pinky tone, I've got a peachy tone, and just a little bit of blue. And then I took the die here, all right, and you can see where I've cut some of the circles out here, and I've cut some of the feathers out as well. So I've actually got 3 of the feathers that I've taken out of that piece, a couple of those circles here, and then I'm going to hang on to this because there's still areas that I can use to die cut. And then I've also done a couple again in the gold, just to bring a little bit of gold from that smaller. You can see this one here and this one. Okay, so those are going to be the bits that I create that detail with. And then I've taken my background piece and made quite a start on it, just so that I'd got enough time to get this one in for you. So I've used that. If I bring this one in again so that you can see here. All right, slightly different colourways, but I've actually looked at the positioning here. I've got my band of colour across that diagonal, done a little bit of splattering with the leftover ink, and then I've stamped my piece in place here in the corner, and I've also popped a couple, as I say, following the instructions. Tracy had done some horizontal and vertical lines, which I've included just with a fine black micron marker. Okay, and then I've added my sort of signature. She'd done a little bit of the lines around the outside as well. So I'm just going to grab my pen because I've just left that one edge. I know a lot of people have seen me do this before, but it is so simple. And when you look at the blank edge compared to the one with the border on, it really does make a difference, especially if you've got black featuring in your design. And there's no way could I draw a straight line down here. These were done with a ruler. So intentionally, you're actually going to go wobbly. And if you can do it all in one go, it works a little bit better than taking your pen on and off the paper. But I've literally done a wobbly line. And then I'm going to come to the beginning again, and where I've come down on the first line, I'm going to go over it and under it. So the line's going sort of in the opposite way. And that is as easy as it gets. And it just makes a really nice border. And then wherever you fancy, you can just do the faux stitching lines on it, and it just brings in all that design and just sort of focalises that middle section. So what I'm going to do then is pop this one onto our background piece. So again, hand went for the tape pen this time, no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it's actually the glue, sometimes it's the tape pen, it doesn't really matter as long as you've got the right glue for the job. And then that one, you can see we've got that nice blue border showing, but I haven't wasted all that paper underneath. Now the little tiny stars, there's some little tiny gold stars on there you can just see. Those are from here as well. You've got these diddy little dies here. So again, I've used some of those. And then I've added one or two little, I've just got some really tiny coloured enamel dots from one of our Violet Studio collections. So again, I've just picked some colours out that matched and added those onto the background. And then again, following the design that we had here in the magazine, we're actually going to position some of these on here, like so. I'm going to put the 3 leaves are in, I keep calling them leaves, the 3 feathers here are in the middle. So we're going to sort of position those again like so, in the middle. So you can have some of them under the circles, you can have them over, however you wish. And then what I've done is I've stamped that piece again, you can see here. And this is how we've actually got the colour to it and looking as if all the rest of it's underneath, because I've actually covered some of this now with the design. And I've just trimmed out that top piece where that little moon is. And this one's going to lay over the top and tidy it all up and make that look complete again, as if this has been stamped into that design. So a little bit of sticking and getting those things in place. So we're literally going to pop the circles in first, I think. And again, I've just gone for my dotty tape pen there to get some of that design in place. So I want some of the black still showing. And then again, we've got that one at this side is just going to nestle into that feather at the bottom. And then I'm going to stick these, again, coming out from the centre of that stamp, across the middle there, and then onto this one as well, like so. And then the 2 little gold ones are just an accent to actually link with the little gold stars. So these are going to come right from the middle here, like so. And then I'm going to pop this one down over the top, which is going to conceal where all those pieces finish. There we go, and that one's just going to sit. And if you just marry it up, I've coloured the pieces that are still left on the background piece, not bothered with the inside because we've got the colour now on the top. So I'm just going to literally place that right over the top, and you can just see now that that looks as if it's sort of drawn it all together. And then I've got my sentiment to go on the inside. This is the kind of thing that I would do in my journal, but I love the fact that it had sort of translated into a card. And again, I'm just going to bring the pen here, and I'm not going to be too precious about it. I just want to draw like a border. Okay, across here, and then very last, in the centre of here, you know, Jan and her pearls. I just had these lying around on my desk. And
we should call it Jan's Gemmage.
Jan's Gemmage, I love that. I just thought they would lend themselves nicely. They were the right colour. They were just sat on my edge of the desk as to what was left over from something else, and I thought they would just fit in nicely. So I hope Tracy doesn't mind me borrowing her design. I was very inspired by it. So that was the one in the book there. You can see my version of it there on that large sort of nearly 8x8 design. That will fit in an 8x8 envelope there.
I absolutely love that. And that just shows you by using the magazine. I'm so pleased, Jan, that you ended on that one, because it shows you that just following instructions in the magazine, anybody can achieve this. So if you want to get inspiration, if you want maybe, or sometimes you lose your mojo and you just want something to get you crafting again, the magazines can absolutely do that for you. That was the magazine from our Crafters Inspiration 2. We have got a deal for you today with Crafters Inspiration 1 and 2 together, which is both the magazines. I will just show you both of those together, these ones. So you're getting both of those plus all those goodies for only platinum price of £20 or $32, which is amazing. 100 bonus points as well on those, so don't miss out on those extra bonus points. Now, the other thing that we've got on the website at the moment, it's Tuesday. What do we have on a Tuesday? Yes, £10 Tuesdays. We love a £10 Tuesday because we have so much on there. That's £10. I'm actually going to start off with this paper pad because I actually cannot get over the saving on this one. Now this is normally $16.99, this paper pad. It's brand new, it only come out a few weeks ago. It's our colours of summer, it's our linen cardstock, it's 12 by 12 and it's only £10, £8 platinum, £8 or $8 platinum, absolutely amazing. Now this is double-sided and it's absolutely stunning cardstock. It's going to go well with so many different things that you've got in your collection. I think to have a really comprehensive coloured paper pad like this, you absolutely need in your stash, and I honestly cannot get over that being £10. So make sure you grab that one. It's in our £10 Tuesday. Scissors. We're going to have. Are we going to have a? What are we going to do, Dean? We need the demo of the show. I thought that's what he was going to stop me for. He's like, before we continue, we've got to do this. We've got to do demo of the show. Absolutely. I can't believe it's 10 to 4. Where has the time gone? Always a pleasure with Jan because she shows us so much inspiration. Your comments are showing that as well. Loving all of Jan's mates. Jan, line up your cards.
Line them up. We managed to fit all 5 in as well.
That's amazing.
Today. Yep. So we've got 2 for the first magazine, 2 for the second magazine and 1 for the Once Upon a Time. So we started at the top of the show on magazine 1 with those beautiful timeless florals, and we made the one using elements from the cut apart with the papers in there. So that was the first one. Number 2 was magazine 2 with those elements that match the Bohemian collection. Used inspiration from the magazine and did my version on that lovely wreath with the feathers. So that's number 2. Number 3, we visited Once Upon a Time and we made that gorgeous princess there in her beautiful gown. Okay, using the extra frames there from the nesting dies. That was number 3. Number 4 was back to magazine 1, and then we modified that little topper that was out of the cut apart page, added that little bit of embossing to make our own gift box. That's number 4. And then you've just seen me finish off number 5 with using all those inks and die cuts and just literally going to town with that one. Little bit of freehand work on there as well. So that was number 5.
Wow. Well, that's a tough one. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. I'm thinking maybe number 1's my favourite, but what is yours? Let us know so we'll get those votes in. Right, £10 Tuesday. Let's get back to it because scissors are in the £10 Tuesday. These are our largest scissors that we do. They are amazing. I don't need to say much more than apart from they work. That's why we sell them. That's why they're so good, because they work. They're 9-inch straight scissors. They have a measure on them as well, which I absolutely love. So you've actually got your measurements, so if you're snipping, especially if you use them for material, they're just incredible. They cut through so many different things, normally $15.99. You're getting them for today's price, £10 or $10. Now, you know our Leanne doesn't do anything by halves. She didn't get our scissors from any old blade place. She actually got them from a sword factory, the same as our guillotine 14, so that you know that these are going to be ultra sharp and really work well. So make sure you stock up on your scissors. You might have heard us talk about lots about them because we do wax lyrical about the scissors, and maybe this is your time to buy a spare pair for the kitchen or the garden or the office or somewhere around the house that you wouldn't normally use them, because they are absolutely brilliant. I do have 3 pairs. I definitely use mine in the kitchen as well as the craft room, so go for those ones. That's £10. Right, I'm going to bring in another paper pad because the Venetian Grace, again, another fairly new paper pad. This is absolutely stunning. If you like Italy, you will love this Venetian Grace because it's so stunning. The colour palette is beautiful and soft and romantic. It's got those lovely peaches and pinks and those sort of midnight blues and the sort of just teal blues. It is so stunning. Every page tells a story in this paper pad. Again, you can see that price, £10 or $10, £8 platinum price, which is incredible if you're in the Inspire Club. Absolutely love that one, and it's going to work really well with that Colours of Summer linen cardstock, so make sure you place both of those in your basket because the saving on them is incredible. Another thing that you're going to want, especially if you're going for the Bohemian magazine, we've got the Bohemian flakes. The flakes are amazing. You're getting 2 different colours in here. You're getting that amazing pink colour, and just see through there, and then you're getting the gold, but you're also getting the glue bottle in there. You're getting your little applicator that you can put onto or put your glue onto. You can stamp them with that, and then you've got your sponge just to buff those flakes off. So the Gilding Flake kit is absolutely amazing to use. You're getting that today instead of $14.99. Again, $8 or £8 in the club. What else have we got in here? We've got loads of bits in here. Right. Oh, what's this? This is nice. Haven't seen this. Heartfelt Wishes. This is dies and stamps. This is amazing. So basically, it looks like you're cutting out. This must have come with something, I think. I wonder if this was one of,
with
I don't know
those
if you...
alphabets that's on the...
Oh, it says that. I was just going to say, well, I was actually thinking, what alphabet? The eclipse.
Whatever it is on the picture there, are they the eclipse or are they the left folds? Or
you're right, left fold alphabet come out with.
There were 2 stamp sets with them, and again they've got so many different pieces in there.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
there is tons in
stamps.
there. It's beautiful. A little close up there just of the flowers, so you can be creating all these flowers, stamp them out, cut them out. That's a great little set to have in your collection, isn't it? Love that one. So that's your Stamp and Die Heartfelt Wishes, £10 or $10. Now, what about some Bohemian papers? Now, not any old papers. These are your vellum papers. So your vellum stack, you're getting all these pieces in there, 24, I believe, in total. All these will match your Bohemian papers as well. So if you're going for that paper, the Crafter's Inspiration, these are going to match really well with those. And again, 24 sheets in total, 8 by 8, £10 or $10. Only £8 or $8 in the club. One more let's show. Let's do our Centura Pearl. These are our darks. I know that our Michelle loves the darks on this. She loves the chocolate brown. She loves the deep purples. They are absolutely stunning, and they literally are the darkest of the dark ones. You're going to the dark side with these ones.
Has it got my sexy black in there? I think,
it's your sexy black in there. I think sexy black is in there. Absolutely. That brown, that chocolate brown is in there. That's just fine. That there. It's absolutely beautiful. These are great. I mean, they're good for matte and layering, but they're great for your embossing folders. Great to add your gilding waxes to. Great for just your card bases as well. Our Centura Pearl is amazing. You're getting a massive pack here. I don't know how many you're getting in that pack, but I would say 40, I would say. We normally put them in 40s, don't we? So I would say your 40s in there, and you're getting all of those for £10. How amazing is that? Or $8 or £8 if you're platinum price. Absolutely amazing. Right, we have a winner. Oh, yes, I said 1 or 5, so it is down to 1 and 5. Which one is it? Number 5.
Brilliant.
Dean's got it wrong. Dean's got it wrong. Charlotte's got it right. Number 5 is our
Fabulous.
winner.
Thank
That
you.
will go up against our beautiful box that Jan made in Wake Up Call, which is absolutely stunning. So join us back at 6 p.m. Where we've got launch party. Jan, what have we got to expect in launch party?
Right, we're going to have a look a little bit more in depth at those shaped cards.
Nice.
So I showed you how to put the shaped card together on Wake Up Call this morning. We're going to use them slightly differently later on. We've got the 12 Days of Christmas coming back and the Christmas glitter pastes and stencils. I've got a stunning demo for you with those. Had to prep it because obviously we need time for the glitter to dry, but I'm going to show you, if you haven't seen it before, how to use them with the stencils and everything.
Oh, absolutely love that. If you're like me and you love your glitter paste, you'll definitely want to see what Jan's got in store for us at 6 o'clock. So make sure you join us back then. We're going to have a little break. I'm going to do a few bits of recording. I think Jan's got a few bits of recording as well. But we will be back in 2 hours. So don't go very far away and we will see you then. Bye for now.